Okay, honest question. Have you noticed how it feels like there's an earthquake alert every week lately? And since everything else, the heat, the floods, the typhoons, is linked to climate change, it's natural to wonder, are these quakes connected too? I totally get it. The planet feels like it's shaking and sweating at the same time. So today, let's talk about it. No jargon, no panic, just facts. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's happening under our feet and what we can actually do about it. Let's start from the ground down. The Earth's outer shell, the crust, isn't one solid piece. It's made up of massive puzzle pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are always moving, super slowly, like yung grab driver mo stuck sa EDSA. When they bump, slide, or collide, stress builds up. And when that stress is finally released, that's an earthquake. Now, here in the Philippines, we're right on the Pacific Ring of Fire, surrounded by these colliding plates: the Philippine Sea Plate, the Eurasian Plate, and smaller ones in between. So, when the ground shakes here, it's not climate change, it's tectonics doing what they've always done. In other words, we just happen to live on one of the Earth's busiest geological borders. It's part of our DNA as an island nation. But I've heard this theory too, na since we are heating the planet, we might also be heating up the Earth's core. But no, not even close. Sabi nila, the Earth's core is already insanely hot, around 5,000 to 6,000 degrees Celsius, as hot as the surface of the sun. And that heat comes from how the planet formed billions of years ago and from radioactive decay deep inside. Our emissions stay in the atmosphere. We can't reach that far down, even with all the pollution combined. So even with all our factories, cars, and aircons, we are only toasting the surface. If the earth were a lechon, pinapalutong lang natin yung balat. Hindi naman natin hinahawakan yung mismong apoy na naglelechon dun sa lechon. Now, here's the part where it gets interesting. We can't cause the big tectonic ones, but humans can cause small local tremors, what scientists call induced seismicity. Sana nasabi ko na tama. Okay. So if climate change doesn't cause earthquakes, can it influence them somehow? Like, can what we do on the surface make the crust react faster than before? The short answer, not directly, but maybe a little in very specific ways. Think of the Earth's crust like a tight rubber band. It's already stretched and under stress. So our activities and some effects of climate change don't create that stress, but they can sometimes add a small poke that makes the band snap just a bit sooner. For example, when nature gets heavy, so when we get weeks of heavy rain or store massive amounts of water in dams, that weight literally presses down on the crust. NASA scientists call this water loading. And in some regions like California and India, it's been shown to slightly shift how much pressure faults feel underground. Now, if a fault is already stressed, that added weight might be the little nudge that says, okay, fine, I'll move. Kind of when like your hair ties barely hanging on, tapos pinilit mo pa kasi makapal yung buhok mo, papuputol siya. Second, when we drain too much water. Um, on the other hand, when humans pump out a lot of groundwater, we are lightening the load on the crust. That sudden unweighting can make it flex or expand a bit. And that's been linked to small quakes in places like California's Central Valley. Scientists describe it as advancing the clock. If the crust was already counting down to move, we just made it tick a bit faster. Third, when we reshape the land, when we mine, clear forests or experience big landslides, we're taking weight off the Earth's surface, something that usually happens over thousands of years through erosion. Doing it fast can cause the crust to rebound more quickly, a process called isostatic adjustment. It's tiny, but again, if a fault is already close to slipping, even a little change can make a difference. Fourth, when we mess with heat and pressure underground. Finally, some industries like geothermal energy involve injecting or withdrawing water underground. That changes the pore pressure in the rocks, making them a bit more slippery along fault lines. Sometimes, when those rocks expand or contract with heat, it adds stress too. That's why you'll sometimes hear of small tremors near deep drilling sites. It's the Earth's subtle way of saying, oops, naramdaman ko yan. So, are we making the Earth shake faster? Hindi naman. These effects are tiny and they only matter where the crust is already fragile. The big quakes here in the Philippines come from deep tectonic movement, massive plate forces, not rainfall or mining. But here's what's true. Our actions like deforestation, overpumping, overextraction can make natural systems react a little faster than they used to. We don't make the earth angry, but sometimes we make it a bit more restless. Just look at the last few weeks. The 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Davao Oriental came from the Philippine Trench, a classic subduction zone event. And the 6.9 in Cebu came from movement along the Bogo Bay Fault, both purely tectonic. So while climate and human activity can influence some parts of the Earth's surface, these Philippine quakes are 100% driven by the movement of plates deep below. You know what's interesting? Even if climate change and earthquakes come from totally different causes, they teach us the same lesson. The world changes fast, and our best defense is resilience. That's really what sustainability means. Not just planting trees or turning off lights, but building lives, homes, and communities that can bounce back when things shake, literally and figuratively. So, how do we do this? We start with what's within our control. Let's start with your own space, your habits, your peace of mind. Know your safe spots at home. Siguro under a sturdy table, near structural posts, away from windows and cabinets. Keep calm kits. Emergency go bags with reusable water bottles. Siyempre, may water preferably, di ba? Solar flashlights, first aid kits, snacks, whistle, and power banks kung kaya pa. Practice drills with your family. The more familiar it feels, the less panic there will be when it happens. Stay informed, but not anxious. Follow FEVOX and local DRRM pages. Credible information, no doom scrolling. Because resilience isn't just about reacting fast. It's about training your mind to stay calm even when the ground isn't. At home, small design choices can save lives. Anchor heavy furniture and TVs to wall. Secure tall cabinets and move breakables to lower shelves. If you're currently renovating, ask your engineer about earthquake resistant design. Even simple reinforcements can make a big difference. Check your wiring, gas lines, and exit routes because post quake fires cause a lot of damage too. These are low cost fixes that make a big difference. You don't need to build a bunker. Just make sure your home is steady, your exits clear, and your loved ones know the drill. For small business owners, sustainability means business continuity. Here's how to quick proof your business. Back up files and client data to the cloud. Diversify suppliers so one local disruption doesn't stop operations. Protect your equipment. Secure shelves, store breakables, label emergency shutoffs. And most importantly, check your insurance. A lot of policies already include natural disaster coverage. Make sure yours does. Business resilience isn't just smart, it's sustainable because every local job that survives a disaster strengthens a community. Resilience also means not doing it alone. Join your barangay's disaster risk reduction team or at least know your evacuation area. Share preparedness tips with your neighbors because information spreads faster than fear. In times of crisis, it's usually not the government who gets there first. It's your kapitbahay. That's community sustainability when people look out for one another. And finally, let's not forget emotional resilience. Earthquakes, floods, or even just watching disaster news. These things take a toll. So make time to rest, talk it out, and breathe. Have a plan, but also have peace. Because sustainability includes taking care of your mental health. The world will keep moving. Our goal is to keep standing. So, yes, sustainability is about the planet, but it's also about people. We can't stop the ground from shaking, but we can choose to build lives that don't crumble when it does. So, here's the takeaway: climate change affects our climate, not our tectonic plates. Earthquakes come from deep inside the earth, but our actions can sometimes nudge the timing of smaller ones. And the best response: stay grounded, stay ready, and keep learning. If you want to start small, you can download our tools below. We will leave it in the link below. And if this video helped you understand things better, hit like, share, and subscribe to Root and Ripple if you haven't yet. Because here is where we make sustainability simple, smart, and totally doable. So I hope to see you again next week. Thank you.